Yeah, Chuck, let me get off the phone. You're on the wrong phone. I Chuck, quit calling me on this phone.
No, you ain't tell me that. All right, I'll take it, man. What you want to do? You put him in the room?
Take him to the house and then call him when they get to mine.
I already got it already, boss.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to tell you, but I got this motherfucker stuffed like a motherfucking baked potato.
Do what you gotta do. Get out the here so we can breathe. But being humble, man. Humble got me fucked over.
We really living a life that you niggas is rapping about. Yeah. That's another thing I'm gonna tell you, nigga. We living this shit for real, nigga. I'm talking about the $1 million joints, man, from state to state, man. We really doing it. And ask a nigga. If you don't believe me, ask a nigga that you know, that you can respect the word that they give.
The year was 2000, and hip-hop was on the rise, steadily moving to the forefront of American pop culture. Crews and companies were emerging everywhere. Stars were being born every day. No alarm bells rang when an obscure but very well-funded entertainment company named Black Mafia Family entered the public eye. They were opulent, they were excessive. Known for arriving in lavish motorcade, congregating in droves, and buying out the bars and elite clubs in every major American city. But that was the culture. That was the business. By 2005, their brand had taken hold. BMF was regularly associated with A-list hip-hop acts such as Young Jeezy, Slim Thug, and Fabulous. At their high watermark, billboards that read, "The world is BMF's," could be seen throughout major American cities, seemingly a testament to their success in the entertainment industry. But by the end of 2005, a sinister shadow was cast.
Tonight, 2 local men are in custody in connection with a major drug investigation. More than 200 pounds of cocaine, 100 pounds of marijuana, and as much as $1.5 million in cash were allegedly found at his home in California.
Agents say in this whole operation they seized 6 kilos of cocaine, 80 pounds of marijuana, and seized more than $1 million in cash and in assets. We expect to learn more about this operation in the coming days.
After years of covert law enforcement investigations, it was revealed that BMF was actually a cold, calculated criminal enterprise, hiding behind a very public disguise. Over the course of 15 years, the crew had made over $270 million in trafficking cocaine around the country. As the investigation unfolded, over 150 members of BMF were indicted, and the Black Mafia Family was named one of the largest domestic drug distribution organizations in American history.
If you go out on the streets of Atlanta today, every street corner's got a guy that wants to commit a crime. Every street corner's got a guy that thinks he's the best drug dealer out there. But you do have to ask yourself, was there something interesting or different about these guys? These are the guys that were willing to go one step further. They were the guys that were willing to innovate one step more than the next guy was. Incredibly self-confident, strong-willed, and willing to think outside the box. In order to run a big operation the kind that BMF did, you've got to be a planner, you've got to be a thinker, you've got to be someone who can imagine a future, where your business is growing and where your reach is growing. And most of the guys that you talk to on the streets, they're interested in getting their money today, right then, right there. And these guys, I think, they were willing to think beyond that. They wanted something bigger for themselves.
You have these 2 brothers who came from Detroit, came from nothing, and built literally a $270 million, by conservative estimates, organization, employing 500 people. Everybody who's described it to me, who's worked on it, has called it the biggest case they've ever worked on.
The whole idea of a Black Mafia family was like a ghost story. Cops told it like you would tell it to your kids. There was no presence. You didn't see them anywhere. But if you asked people on the street, you mentioned BMF, they wouldn't talk about it. So it was very real to the people who were selling drugs and doing drugs, but to the rest of us, we had no proof that that existed.
Truthfully, a lot of stuff that sounded like urban legend, it sounded like too big and too much to be true. But that they were large-scale cocaine distributors moving hundreds and thousands of kilograms of cocaine in multiple states around the country from coast to coast and essentially living like celebrities or better than celebrities.
They were taunting us. You know, it was probably no secret to them that we were after them. They just thought they were untouchable. They were far enough removed that nothing was going to happen to them.
One of the investigators said, you know, all cocaine is 3 generations away from BMF.
One part entertainment company, one part street crew, Black Mafia Family was an urban dream come true. The combination was so seductive and so lucrative that during their peak, BMF had 400 people on their payroll.
Where you from? I'm from the Black Mafia Family, the biggest gang in the world.
It's cross-branding, right? You've got the music, and you've got the product, and you've got the women, and you've got the, you know, the image. All these things are kind of playing off one another. If you're talking about music, if you're talking about the drug trade in those days, everything was connected with BMF. That name just kept coming up over and over again. The mystique just built over and over again.
It took a lot of ability and leadership skills to hold together all the moving parts that they had going on, just like it does in any corporation or business.
They structured it like an organization where they had like their top level, the CEO, the COO, the CFO.
Then you had your middle managers who managed each one of the different cities in the different states. And then you had your logistics, you know, your couriers. They were a very good crew as far as a drug organization.
They were really, really organized. They had a lot of people working for them. They had a lot of people eating off them.
There's the caricature and the stereotype of what a gang leader is or what a drug lord is. You know, it's New Jack City, it's Scarface. But the reality of it is you get success through planning, through patience. And I think those guys, they had a much more sophisticated view of what this was about. They didn't say, I'm the drug lord and I'm going to act like a drug lord. They were focused on making money.
At the top of the organization stood 2 brothers. Demetrius Flenory, or Big Meech, was the face of the organization, the press-friendly CEO.
Demetrius tended to be more flamboyant. He was more public. He had a bigger-than-life persona, and he liked portraying that.
Terry, Southwest T, was the younger brother and had no interest in the attention. Seldom seen, he was the architect of the operation, the planner, the mastermind.
Terry was understated, very protective, and very shrewd.
Terry, on the other hand, was a businessman, was every bit as influential and competent as Demetrius, but tended to like to try to fly under the radar and stay low-key and low-profile a little more.
Terry was the quiet one. Terry was the brains behind it. He enjoyed his lifestyle.
He ran it more like a business than maybe a family.
Hey, happy holiday to y'all, man. What y'all got up for the holiday? Man, I'm trying to get everything together before next month kick in, man. And I want to get your apartment cleaned out.
Take care of that.
I was just coming up with a plan, but I need you. I need you, man.
Arnold, all right?
I don't like fucking with Arnold. I'm going to have to go with
You have
Arnold.
no choice. That's who you fucking with.
I don't got a number on him,
I'm going to tell him to call you. That's who you fucking with.
Oh, okay, then.
Now, quit doing what you want to do and do what I tell you to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Arnold call you.
All right.